I'm Jaden and welcome back to my podcast. So today we're going to be talking about social anxiety. Now, social anxiety kind of has a large range of symptoms. Like it goes from like freaking blushing to increased heart rate to fear being judged to basically being the center of attention. And you can also like avoid eye contact, chest pain, feeling anxious. Social situation is kind of like a no-duh. And, you're kind of hesitant to talk to others that you don't know. You can also have a nausea. And you can also worry about, like, embarrassing yourself in front of a lot of people and, like, kind of humiliating yourself. That kind of thing. And you also kind of have a bit of a muscle tension. Like, if you ever, like, felt like your arm, like, cramp up when you were in a social setting that you didn't want to be in. That's social anxiety, but yeah. And then you also can have, like, negative thoughts and panic attacks. Alright, time to talk about the rates and prevalence of social anxiety. So basically about 7% of all Americans have social anxiety. And more than 75% of those experienced these symptoms when they were a kid or teenager. So pretty much you're more, if you don't like experience these symptoms like as a kid, then you probably don't have anxiety. Because they're obviously more common to appear when you're a kid. Okay, and then they also have, people with this disorder have an increased risk in like substance abuse to kind of like cope with their anxiety. And also the causes of social anxiety. I don't know why I keep turning my head. Okay, basically children who kind of experience teasing, rejection, humiliation, basically just be kind. You don't know what your words are going to do to someone else. And also you can have like overprotective parents. Like if your parents are so protective that they won't let you go out with friends, you're probably going to hate going out with your friends in social settings because you don't have much practice. Same with like genetics. If your parent has social anxiety, you're more likely to get it. And then same with like a limited socialization. Say you're an introvert, you're more likely to get it. Now, okay, treatment of this disorder. Honestly, the treatment is pretty easy, honestly. You just kind of have to talk to your medical professional and then kind of see what your plan should be. The most common one is psychotherapy, or aka talk therapy. Oh, that's kind of just therapy. And also medication. So like anti-anxiety meds. They obviously help, and you can also do both. You can like do anxiety meds and do therapy. Whatever works for you is going to be fine. And okay, I do want to kind of delegate for a second and talk about living with anxiety, because I actually have social anxiety, funny enough. Why I chose it for this podcast is because living with it, it's really hard to like go to school, I realize, because you get so anxious over the stupidest things. Like, I'm kidding. Like, someone will just, like, snarl at me like this, and then I immediately think they're judging me. It's the most crappiest thing ever. Okay, now, obviously, the onset of disorder, I've kind of already mentioned where it starts, but it usually starts in childhood. Okay, now the history of anxiety. This one is actually super interesting. Basically, social anxiety was kind of first described as, I'm definitely going to butcher this name, but just bear with me on this. Hippocrates. Yeah. I definitely did not say that right. But basically it's just shyness. In early 400 BC is when it was like recognized as Hippocampus. And it was also kind of described as people who love darkness as life and thinks every man observes him, which I kind of found interesting. And 400 BC is also when social anxiety was first used. So, okay. Now, there are all three like main like subcategories of this disorder, and they mostly just have basically something to do with how often or how many social situations you feel anxiety in. So generalized social anxiety is the most intense form of social anxiety. It's basically any situation. Any social situation you are anxious. It's a fear of literally any social situation. That's a mouthful. And then, and then the next one is non-generalized social anxiety. And this one is it's basically kind of like the same as the last one, except it's more limited. So, it's more limited and limited number of social situations that you feel uncomfortable in, but you also don't feel all situations. Now, the one that kind of is the most specific, funny enough, is called specific social phobia. And this one is basically you don't feel every social interaction, situation, or setting. You just feel like a certain thing. So, like, if you feel public speaking, but you're fine in like any other social setting, then you have specific social phobia. Pretty much. All right. And that is everything I have on social anxiety. Thank you guys for joining me. Please make sure you share this video so I can get paid and not starve to death. That'd be nice. Yeah. All right. Thank you guys for showing up and letting me teach you guys about social anxiety. Make sure you listened because there'll be a test on this. So, bye!